Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by Connor Wallace of Inland Lake. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. So finished up your senior year of baseball. What a year you guys had. A really successful year. Just kind of talk about it.
Yeah, it was a super fun year. We've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. My uncle is actually my head baseball coach, so it's been a pretty close family type deal with us being from a small town and everything like that. It's been a pretty close knit family that we've had our eye on this year to make a pretty deep run of the postseason and have a pretty good year. We had a bunch of solid guys, and they bought into the process all winter long of just working hard, grinding, getting everything out of yourself that you can for the better of the team first mentality. But most of all, it was just a fun group of guys. Everyone got along. That's what makes baseball great because everybody plays their best when they're having fun. So that's what really made this year special. Definitely, it was just a fun group of guys.
Yeah. So you go to Inland Lake. Well, I should say you went to Inland Lake
Yes.
High School.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it's okay for people that may not know, just kind of explain where it is.
Yep. So if anybody knows where Gaylord's at, we're about 30 minutes north. You get right on I-75. We're about 30 minutes north. We have two lakes, Mullet and Burt Lake, that kind of separate our school. That's where you get the name Inland Lakes from. Land between lakes. So our town's pretty much known for its fresh water. That's what we kind of do in the summertime. So everybody just goes out on the boat, goes to the beach. Pretty blessed to have fresh water like that. It's so close. You don't know how good you have it until you go down somewhere that doesn't have it. That's really special.
Yeah. Um, well, I can just imagine you just, being able to, grow up in a really small town and, going on the lake with your friends throughout the years.
Yep.
Can you describe what that is like just for you? And those are probably memories that you will have forever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just being able to grow up and go on the boat kind of whenever you want to is just like something that not many people have the opportunity to do. It builds a special bond with you, and like we'll have like me and a bunch of teammates will go out and they'll um they'll get their boats and whatnot. We'll meet up, and it's just a pretty special thing that everybody kind of comes together with here in our town. It's pretty special.
Yeah. So so going into, this going into this season, knowing that it was going to be your last, what was it like just to know that, I'm not going to do this ever again?
Yeah,
So was it just like you just left it all out there and off we went?
yeah, pretty much. We had the plan set up all year. We put in a ton of work in the off season. We wanted to have the most successful final high school year as we can before I went off and played at Grand Rapids next year. So yeah, we were just kind of just trying to put ourselves in the best situation to have the most fun, keep on winning for the last time wearing our school's uniform. Um, so yeah.
So, what was the best moment from this season?
Oh man, there were a lot of them. We went down to Beale City actually, and we took on Beale City. They're a Division Four powerhouse. They're in the state championship right now. Actually, they'll play Saturday.
Yeah.
They're in it every single year. They won it last year. They got a couple of kids that are really good, and we've been trying to schedule that game for a while now. And us last year we were ranked number one heading into the postseason for Division Four. So we were actually able to get that game on the schedule. So we went down and spent the night in the hotel room with the guys, four guys to a room and whatnot. Just spent a good time together and going able to play in that tournament down there. That was super. That was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, I think just what is this team, this town meant to you? Because I mean, it's literally like, when there's a game, the whole town literally comes
Yeah.
out.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't
Um,
matter you usually only hear that kind of stuff for maybe like football or something else like that. But
yeah.
for every sport, everyone goes.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been a big deal for sure. it's played a huge part in who I am as a person. Even like when I'd play basketball, we would have our bleachers would be just packed every time we played our big rival on away. Those games, those are memories that you're going to have for the rest of your life, and the people around you are what really makes it special.
Yeah, for sure. Um, um, so what did I ask you what positions you played?
For baseball, no, nope.
Oh,
Primarily I pitch. That's my main position. That's what I'm going to college to play for in Grand
awesome.
Rapids.
Yeah.
And then when I'm not pitching, I'll play outfield or first base.
Okay, well, maybe focus on that. So, what is your
Yeah.
best pitch?
My best pitch, I like to say my fastball is my best pitch. That sets everything else up. Fastball makes everything else look pretty good if you can throw it well. So that's what I like to think, everybody. Some people might disagree, but that's what I like to think.
Okay. What other pitches do you think you can throw?
I have a change. I have four pitches, so I go fastball, and then I have a change up, and then I throw a 12-6 curveball, and then a slider as well. So
Okay.
four of them.
Yeah. What was your worst pitch, you think?
My worst pitch. Sometimes that would depend on the day. Some days you have all four. Some days there's changeups not working. The changeup was my least thrown pitch for sure. Still working on getting the confidence to throw that in game, but it depends on the day. Some days you just don't have it, and that's the battle of pitching. You got to recognize what days you have and what things you don't have.
So, what's your personality like just outside of like sports and all that?
Um, you know, it's a hard question. Um, a lot of people, I would like to say I'm very caring and hilarious. That's what everybody likes to think, is what I hope. So, but I don't know. I Sports have been just a really, especially coming from the small school. I did three of them: cross country, basketball, and baseball. Did a little bit of football my freshman and sophomore year. Um, so sports have been a huge part of like kind of who I am, shaping me as a person and whatnot. So it's kind of like, it's a really big part of me. It's almost like sports are my personality. I got to figure out something else to do, I guess.
So, the whole town, of course, came out to graduation just a
Yep.
few months ago. Did you ever think that day would ever come?
Graduation, not as quick as it did. That's for sure. Everyone talks about senior year, how much stuff you have to do, and it'll go by quick. And you don't really listen, obviously, because you're just whatever, just pushing it
You're
back
trying
off.
to enjoy the moment or something?
Exactly. Yeah. So you just keep kind of pushing it off until the day actually came. I mean, the last 3 months of high school really flew by quick with our senior trip to Chicago and graduation and the baccalaureate and all that stuff. I mean, it really made everything go by quick.
Absolutely. Um, I think that, I know that baseball's not quite done for you yet,
Mhm.
but you're making a pretty big trip. You're going all the way down to the west side of the state.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you're going to Grand Rapids Community College to continue your baseball career.
Yep.
Just kind of talk about why GRCC fits so much for you.
Yeah. From the start, I've always wanted to. The JUCO route was really appealing to me. The end goal is to finish Division 1, just like every other player that goes to JUCO. That's the end goal and whatnot. Could have I had a couple of spots looking at me from Division 2, nothing really major, like anything big D2s or anything like that. A couple small ones that I could have went to, but all in all, I just wanted to finish Division 1. So GRCC, I think, is the perfect spot for that. They are a very good program here in Michigan, year in and year out. They're competing for the regional, going to the World Series. And what really made it special to me was the campus. I really like the campus, but also the coaches there. Um, they just kind of built a connection with me from the start. Very proactive in reaching out every single day, making you feel welcome there. Like it's the spot that you want to be there. They're actually one of the first schools that I reached out to try and go to, and they responded back, and they came to summer tournaments. And Coach Eddington, who's the head baseball coach there, he does a really good job year in and year out. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Is it going to be tough leaving town, leaving home?
You know, a while ago, if you had asked me that a year ago, I would have said for sure. But the closer we get, the harder it does get. It's super again, just like close knit baseball and everything like that. And people talk about your last high school game and whatnot. And they asked me if it was hard, and I just answered, yeah, a lot harder than what I thought it would be. Just because you don't really know how good something is until it's actually gone. So looking back on it, I'm super grateful for everything that they've presented to me. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough to head down.
Okay. Let's see. All right, let's Connor, I feel like we need to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I usually do this for football, but since I think it'd be interesting to hear what you may have what you have to think about a few things.
Okay.
I'll ask you the famous 10 burning questions I usually ask to some people like during the football season and stuff. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so do you feel like you can get more things done in the morning or at night?
Definitely in the morning. Yeah, definitely in the morning. Wake up for work early. Wake up at about 5:30, and usually in bed by about 10:30. So I'm a little bit more of a morning person.
Okay. What's the hardest class you've ever taken?
Statistical methods. I took it this year. Finished with a B plus in it. It was a college class, and it was incredibly difficult. Failed my first exam in that class.
What is a food you will never eat?
Peanut butter. I've never liked peanut butter. I've always hated peanut butter. I'm not allergic to it or anything. It's just ever since I was young, it makes me want to vomit. If somebody eats it and starts talking to me, I have to walk away. It's horrible. Hate it.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing people don't understand about high school baseball?
How much time is put into it? People think about high school baseball. I feel like basketball, you work out a couple summer workouts and then then it's the winter time. Baseball is all year round. You're playing high school baseball in the spring, summer baseball, and then you got open gyms in the winter time. It's a grind. It's a full year season completely.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing on your bucket list right now?
I would really like to go to Fenway Park. I went to Wrigley this year for our senior trip. I've always wanted to go to Fenway. Heard it's really awesome there.
It is. I have been to Wrigley a couple times. It is a really nice one. And there, I mean, there's nothing like Fenway. I mean,
Yeah,
Yankee Stadium's pretty cool too.
I know. I'd really like to go to that. As many stadiums as I can. I'd really like to check those off.
Are you one of those people that has to? I mean, there's a bunch of people that go to all 30 ballparks.
I
It's
know that's a lot. That's a lot of traveling. So we'll see where I'm at in my life. But if I could, I would do it for 100%.
I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people that have done it. So
Yeah.
I've known a
Yeah.
few people that have done it.
Hmm.
Let's say, okay, I think this should be a no-brainer. Let's say I took your phone away for a day. Do you think you could survive or no?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right. I think I can
Yeah,
make that one.
because you're probably, yeah, it's like, hey, I'm on the lake.
Yeah, we'll just
We'll talk
go
to you
for a little
tomorrow.
swim. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
exactly.
talk to
Yeah,
you
pretty,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Um, okay. All right. Let's kind of change this is usually where I rank your top five fast food restaurants.
Top five fast food. I'm a big Chick-fil-A guy.
Okay.
That's my number one. You get me a 12-piece chicken nugget, I'll pound that thing. Number two, I like Panera Bread. Really unbelievable mac and cheese. Extremely underrated. It's kind of all I'll get from there. So maybe I should move it down, but they're my number two right now because they're pretty good. Taco Bell, mainly because of the hours for sure. I mean, they're open up to like 1 a.m. So like if you're out, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you're starving. Taco Bell's your spot. I
But
mean,
you're
it's
in but you're in bed though.
yeah, true. I usually am, but I mean, if you need it, it's there.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
always there.
Yeah.
Oh man, number four. I guess I hate saying McDonald's. It's not that great, but they do. That's all elite in the breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast guy, but McDonald's
Hey,
breakfast
we
is
do.
all.
Hey, the premium fast food dude does count too. So like Chipotle, Qdoba, and all that.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, okay. I guess I usually put Qdoba and Chipotle. I mix that into one. I usually put that.
No, you can't do that. You
I
can't.
gotta. Oh man. Okay.
Well, I
Well,
mean, people don't do that. It's either you're a Qdoba guy or a Chipotle guy.
see, where I'm from is we don't really have the choice of either one. So whatever you kind of get is what you get. We only have a Qdoba up here, so I
Okay,
guess I gotta
okay.
go
Let
with.
me ask you this: Are you a bowl guy or a burrito guy?
I'm a bull guy. I like the
Okay,
bulls. Yep.
okay, okay. What's five?
Oh man, five. Probably gotta go Subway. Eat fresh, something light, quick, something you quote unquote healthy. Really mix it up there in the fast food.
Well, I mean, you have some healthy options in your mix. Panera, Chipotle,
Exactly. Exactly.
Qdoba.
Right.
Yeah. Um, what's the most proudest accomplishment you've ever had?
Um, hmm. I would say fingers crossed. Right now, I'm a two-time All-Stater. I got it my sophomore year. I was the first for underclassmen in our schools in a long time in our school to get first team All-State. Under my Uncle Josh's coaching tenure, so since I don't know 2000s, I've been the only first team All-Stater, and I got it when I was a sophomore, and then I ended up getting it in my junior year, and hopefully I get it this year too.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I've really bounced back and forth on what I'm going to do with my life. I do lessons in the summertime with kids. I teach them baseball. Just get back to the youth. So I'd like to kind of continue doing that while I'm thinking of becoming a high school teacher in the wintertime, just because if I want to do lessons, I have to have a job where I have the time to, do the lessons and whatnot in the summer. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to do. Where at? I have no idea. No idea yet where I'm going to be at.
And finally, if you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell young Connor?
Um, just to be patient and trust the work that you've put in and everything, no matter for school, sports, relationships, or anything like that. You know, that's the biggest thing with some people is they'll get their minds wrapped up around something. And for example, like if I'm pitching and something's not really going my way, I try and make a drastic switch to something, and that just only messes it up worse. You just gotta stick with what you've put the work into and kind of trust your what you've learned and what you've put the work in for because you have, and good things will come from that.
Absolutely. Um, all right. Connor, that's all I got for you, buddy. Thank you so
Sounds good.
much for the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.